Folks, we apologize for technical difficulties as we're back in the action. Nothing has been missed, so it's still 0-0 with just under 15 minutes, 16 minutes in this first period between the number 14th ranked Sooners from Oklahoma and the Arizona State Sun Devils. Puck will be collected by Tyler Lazaric. As he'll play back on over. Sporting to the right size. It's going to be Zachary Pard. Pard making a nice move, trying to get around Bradley Budman, the defenseman. Now he's able to break it out, a soft chip off the glass, and it's going to allow Arizona State to go for a change.
And Brett, that was, while we didn't have everybody tuning in watching, there was about 4 minutes before the first whistle of this game. A great pace going so far.
Dylan Adams is going to leave it for his centerman, Levi Holston. Takes a weird hop off the boards. The Sooners try to pounce on it. Bard walking up the wing, trying to protect the puck. He gets it taken away by Aiden Sullivan. Geely couldn't get the puck out. Holston's going to have to poke into the neutral zone. Sooners' Trevor Finch is going to go to the weak side pass. Pard, and he'll cradle it over to Luke White. White retrieving the dump in himself. Adams is there to intercept for Arizona State. Geely kicks it up to his stick, and he has some speed, but no numbers in front of him. He gets around one player for the Sooners. Geely, then he gets finally taken down, ragdolled down in the corner, and it's going to be a holding penalty to the Sooners.
And a good job by Geely to get into the corner and use his size and speed to create leverage and get underneath and around the defenseman. And that's the assistant captain for the Sooners going to the box for 2 minutes. An early opportunity about 6 minutes into this game for the Sun Devils to get on the power play and get the first goal.
Again, talking with head coach Tate Green before the game, he was mentioning their goal with this man advantage opportunities to really just try to get bodies and pucks in front of the net. Budman will keep it in. Yager Larson's trying to race it on the half wall. John Studioso for Arizona State. He buys some time, takes the ice himself, walking the line. Back down to Yager Larson. When one-touch passing, Budman finally gets it. Faking the shot as he's being pressed away by Joe Violo. Budman, one-touch pass to Yager Larson. Larson with the shot on. That'll be kicked away by Babb. Minute 25 left in this man advantage. Yager Larson looking for the seam pass, trying to find his brother Jet, just out of reach. Yager Larson protecting the puck on the half wall. Sooners trying to clear, and it finally does, all the way down 200 feet by Cameron Brown.
And I like that move, Yager Larson. It looked like he was trying to find Gavin Klein, who made that net front drive, presented his stick out where he could get a deflection, just missed, but the Sun Devils need to keep it going.
Luke White plays a hard one off the glass, and it's going to be the goaltender George leaving it for his defenseman Kowalczyk. 13:20 in this first period. It's a 0-0 hockey game. Jack York with a nice breakout pass. Kowalczyk with speed on the left side on his forehand. Kowalczyk centers that one in front. Looking through, looks like Jet Larson didn't get all of that shot as Babb was able to find it in front of him.
Another good opportunity for the Sun Devils, and you have to like what you're seeing right now. You know, the power play early in the year was struggling to find its traction, you know, and get going. And they're really starting to pick it up, and I love the effort we're seeing. They're moving the puck quick, and they're keeping the Sooners having to skate and get really tired, and that's exactly how you have success.
Hero plays up to the point, gets it right back from the defenseman Kowalczyk. Now over to Jet Larson. Larson back to the point. Kowalczyk having a little trouble handling it. It's going to have to dump it all the way back down. Jet Larson and Hurl play tic-tac-toe with it. Up to the point. York tries to get around Luke White. That was a nice defensive play by him, not allowing him to get out, and the Sooners are able to clear their lines. Paolo D'Souza will dump it all the way down as his power play opportunity for the Sun Devils is just about to expire. Jacob Lester looking for the stretch pass, couldn't handle it, and goes off sides with 12:24 in this first period.
And Brett, no goals coming in for the Sun Devils on that power play opportunity. But nonetheless, chances generated, and that's momentum that they can use to get forward. We saw last night they were able to generate momentum in certain spurts and be able to take that and work hard against the 10th ranked Broncos, and tonight against the 14th ranked Sooners, they're going to need to keep the effort going from start to finish.
Draw one by Austin Palumbo. Adams will rim it around. Babb, again, active, playing out of his net. Hard chip off the glass, only goes to the neutral zone, though. Raymond Wilson plays it back down to his defense as Oklahoma's trying to regroup. Finally come to Aaron Lara. Lara enters in to the zone offside.
And Brett, this has to be one of the better starts we've seen for the Sun Devils so far this season on home ice. Oceanside Ice Arena hasn't exactly been a fortress this season, unlike years past. But Arizona State can change that down the stretch.
Kenneth Miller back in his own zone, trying to fake Lara out. He'll elect for the cross crease pass. As they're digging for it, it's going to be Holston forcing the issue for Arizona State. Geely, good back check, but he just turns it right back over to the Sooners. Adams being aggressive. Looks like the defensive core for Arizona State's being really aggressive, trying to pinch when they're able to. Will be played back down, and now the Sooners just couldn't get a clean breakout. Now it's finally taken up by Jackson Giamona, and he's going to retrieve the puck himself. Adams flips that puck as he was expecting the hit from Giamona, and that goes out of play.
And Brett, you mentioned the defenseman pitching in and making hard pressures on the forecheck. And we've seen that from Arizona State very rarely this season, but when we have seen it, it's been extremely effective. They're not the biggest team. They're not going to come in and they're going to muscle you off the puck every single shift, night in, night out. But they do have some speed and some skill, and when they apply the effort and add that into the equation, it usually results in some success.
Michael Beam for the Sooners is on the wall. He steps out with the puck. Quick shot on, and that'll be sticked away by goaltender George. Beam looking off the pass. Fine gets it to White. White with the wrist shot on. And George couldn't handle it, and the puck's still alive. Oh, and Adams gets thrown into the boards right in the numbers. And the near side referee has his hand up as there's a little skirmish after the play. As the athletic trainer Jacobs rushing over to the aid of Adams.
And we hope Dylan Adams is okay. He took a hard check from Zachary Pard right into the boards. Pard, one of the two players getting injected into the lineup for the Sooners tonight. It's only his second game of the season. And Pard just trying to establish a physical presence early. You saw Adams, he kind of turned his back and gave him the numbers just as he was coming in for the check. Just poor timing overall. It wasn't exactly a malicious hit from Pard. Just circumstances that resulted in a hard check on Adams, and luckily he's coming off under his own power.
Going back to that play, George, it looks like for his first shots opportunities again, so it's a little shaky, especially the gloved hand.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many goalies not named Bronson Moore playing. Joshua George stepping in tonight, and I like the move from head coach Tate Green because you know Bronson Moore has put in the best effort. That's without question. But it hasn't exactly yielded great results just because of the play of the overall team and how the opponents have come up against them. So getting George in is some much-needed minutes for him, a chance to boost some confidence. And, you know, he's kept it all out of the net so far, but you'd like to see that glove just be a little more clinical, holding the puck and not giving up those juicy rebounds.
And this Sun Devils power play brought to you by Cold Beer and Cheeseburgers, your neighborhood bar and grill. Kept in by Studios is the second opportunity for the Sun Devils. Budman trying to get around White. White doing a good job sticking on him. No look pass. A little too hot to handle though for Yager Larson. Studioso faking, looking. Budman with the one-timer shot. Rebound right in front. Holston's trying to get after it. He gets pushed into the net by the defenseman Lazaric. And the whistle's going to be blown dead as the net comes off the moorings.
Yeah, Lazaric doing a good job in front of the net, using all that 6'3", 220 frame to give it to Levi Holston. Holston doing his best to avoid the contact with the goaltender, not take a penalty. And because of his hard work and diligence to not do something stupid or present himself in a bad way to the ref, they keep the offensive zone draw.
Draw one by Adel Cassell as they're digging forward in the corner. It'll pop out to Studioso as Sun Devils are trying to get the possession of the Sooners, doing a good job trying to get that puck away. Finally coming to the point now, Budman over the half wall. Puck's really not settling down for the Sun Devils on this power play. Klein down low trying to get some commotion going in front. Budman slides it over to Studioso. Studioso down to the half wall is Larson. Larson with a sauce pass that'll get batted down by White, and that'll allow the Sooners to go for a change under a minute left on this man advantage.
A good idea by Yager Larson. You can use that sauce pass if you get it in there correctly to drag the defenseman out of position. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it threaded across to his forward.
Budman entering the zone, but it's going to be offside. It looked like Hurl got tangled up with the Sooners player, and they enter in illegally.
Yeah, a bit of a 5-car pileup on the far side of the blue line, Brett. I know we've seen a number of those on the freeway as of late.
Yeah, take a look at the 101. That's going to be outside of the zone. It'll be D'Souza winning the draw for the Sooners. Sun Devils are going to have to hustle those. It's the forecheck of Scott Joy. And ends up being whistled down as looks like some rarities. It looked like D'Souza and Hurl might have gotten to know each other a little too well as both their helmets got tangled up.
Yeah, you talk about exchanging pleasantries, Brett. I think that goes a little bit further. The two helmets somehow getting tangled up with the twine between each other.
Last time I checked, I don't think it's February yet.
No, but I'm sure you have that February 14th penciled in on your calendar, Brett, knowing you.
D'Souza wins a draw again. Sun Devils really haven't been able to get the puck with the second power play unit out here. York will finally slow it down in his own end and will skate it up through the middle. Goes out to Jet Larson. Healing out of speed as he'll get taken away, and the Sun Devils are going to have to touch up on a delayed offside. Jackson Giamona. D-to-D pass to Joe Violo. Violo gets his pass intercepted as the penalty expires, and we're back to 5-on-5. Kowalchuk gets a snapshot on, a little too weak as Bab was able to snag it. With 8:38 in this first period, it's still 0-0.
And Brett, you want to go back to what we talked about a few weeks ago when the Sun Devils started the second half of the season with all the home games. We said this is a chance to get that home cooking, do your homework in your favorite spot, get used to coming to the same rink all the time for practices and play, and that might be what we're starting to see manifest itself.
Sooners could be on a quick 2-on-1. It'll be Pard and Finch. Pard looking for that shot, and that misses wide, but it's going to be not without a penalty, though. It's going to be a slashing call, as it looked like to be number 91. Actually, pardon me, it's going to be on the Sooners, a slashing call on Finch. I think he was trying to battle to get his way to the front of the net on that 2-on-1 opportunity, ends up committing a penalty.
Yeah, and Brett, to establish that home presence that we were just talking about, another opportunity on the power play for Arizona State, and that's not what you want to see if you're the Sooners. You have a 2-on-1 in the offensive zone with a chance to score, and you take a slashing penalty. That's extremely undisciplined and a little uncharacteristic of the Sooners team.
For the Sun Devils, you have to imagine that they're going to have to cash in on one of these if they want to try to come out with the W tonight. Yager Larson gets pinned to the wall by Josh Passar. Sooners gluing that puck into the corner, and Holston had to watch out as the little pleasantries being exchanged, and looks like Holston got pushed into by the defenseman Lazaric, and it looked like it was just going to be just a penalty to him, but then Holston was a little too over-aggressive and didn't like it, ends up taking a hack right to the back of the skate of the Sooners defenseman, and now both of them are going to be going to the box.
Yeah, Brett, you know Levi Holston likes to play that hard-nosed game, leads the team in penalty minutes, and that's one moment where you'd like to see him rein it in just a bit and take the high road and take that 5-on-3 power play. Arizona State still going to have a 4-on-3 power play here, but a big opportunity goes begging.
Definitely something interesting on that note as well. Now talking with Sharks assistant G. That puck dies right there on the boards for Gavin Klein. 50 seconds left in this man advantage opportunity. 7 minutes remaining in this first period. Budman at the point, barely keeps it in, and a soft shot, and Babb will smother it. Passar and Hurl. Passar and Hurl to the right of the goaltender, Babb. So that'll be cleared away by the Sooners that time by Cameron Brown. Sun Devils haven't been able to really get that much going on this third opportunity on the power play. Kowalchuk gets a little lucky, but it sits right down as Passar is able to find that one in the neutral zone. And Raymond Wilson's in on the forecheck as he's trying to force the issue, but he loses his stick in the process. Sun Devils have been not able to really connect on any passes, whether it be going offside or just not making it tape-to-tape or handling it. Sooners are back to full strength. Puck squirts through to Geely on a broken play. York turning up ice, trying to center that one. And that'll be intercepted by Alex McInnes. Adams rims around the strong side. Second chance will finally get it down, but not without being in an icing. As for the referee, on that Sun Devil play, looks like the Sun Devils are trying to sneak a guy out there, and the tired Jake Healy will have to come back on the ice.
Just a little bit of gamesmanship there, Brett. You know, you take any advantage you can get, and some will say if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Squirts out to Luke White. White with a shot, hits up into the cage of George. Oh, a short angle shot, and that goes off the crossbar. You don't see too many of those go in. It was almost winning that time, though, for the Sooners. It is finally cleared by the Sun Devils. They can go for a change.
Joshua George cage is rattling a little bit down there. He took one high, and then that short side shot, as you mentioned, came in right off the pipe, went straight up next to his head. A couple chances for the Sooners, and Joshua George still standing tall.
Giamono floats it all the way back down as the icing gets inundated by Jeff O'Day's hard work. Down the corner, Jacob Lester working on him. Lester trying to dig that puck out of his skates. It's unable to as it's still pinned in that corner. Squirting out into the air and passed by Jeff O'Day as the defensemen for the Sooners were making a change and no one was there to keep it in. Michael Perez misses the check on D'Souza. D'Souza beats two Sun Devil players, centers it in front, and no one there. Works out to the neutral zone, Lazaric. He saucers it over to Isaac Boss. 4:40 in this first period. It's 0-0.
And after starting on the front foot, Brett, Arizona State just a little bit on their heels now as the Sooners are starting to gain their tread and really establish themselves in this first period.
Will come to Boss. Stuck in the skates of Joy, though, and the Sun Devils dump it back in. As Eric spins off the forward checker, and that'll allow him to get some time to break it out. Scott Joy on his forehand on the left side. Joy looking for that shot. He'll miss wide. Still kept in, though. Clayton Brown. Brown keeping his balance, centers that in front. Comes to Joy on the backhand shot. And George will cover with his crest.
And you have to like what you've seen from the goaltending for the Sun Devils with George in there tonight. George, a much bigger presence in net than Bronson Moore as he adds a whole 4 inches in height, 30 pounds in weight. The Chandler, Arizona native having a good game tonight, looking for his first win on the season.
Puck will come up to Demon. He's trying to get around Violo. He does. Demon walking. He makes a nice move back. Edge shot. He scores! Alexander Demon He gets behind Violo and walks the other Sooner defenseman, and he makes it 1-0 Sun Devils.
And Brett, maybe we need to call you the Slump Busters. It was only just yesterday Alex Demon was up here in the press box operating the camera, and now he's on the ice scoring big goals. The first of the night gets the Sun Devils on top with a beautiful move to the backhand, tucking it in where he found a spot right behind the goaltender. And this is the start you wanted if you're Arizona State.
That's going to be Alexander Demon's first ACHA career goal, the native from Moscow, Russia. And we say greetings to you from the USSR if you're watching tonight. Sooners trying to tie this one up. Kowalchuk will get stuck behind his own net. As two Sooners there on the forecheck. Wilson digging for it. Willis Bassar taken away by Budman. Sullivan finds Geely cutting through the middle of the ice. Geely still has it. Drops it down to Budman. Budman misses. Sullivan dumps it back down as he absorbs the check. Geely tries to center that in front. White, a little too weak on the clear and is kept in by the Sun Devils. Sullivan fakes the pass. He keeps the puck himself. Digging for it behind the net. Josh Bassar on his backhand trying to shovel that out. And it'll take an awkward clear as the Sooners will be able to go for a change.
A good job to keep it in the offensive zone by Aiden Sullivan and extend what was a good shift there, engaging in a little bit of a sword battle a la Musketeers in the corner.
Yeah, it looked like there were 4 Musketeers there. I usually like my Musketeers with 3.
Yeah, got to go family size.
Draw one that time by the Sooners. Wheeling around is Lazaric. Just misses his winger, though. Aaron pass by Jack York turns it over. D'Souza with a shot on. He misses to the left. Palumbo wins the battle on the wall. He'll go for the area pass for Jacob Lester. Lester couldn't get the backhand shot, and Babb will just chip it down in the corner. York intercepts in the neutral zone. He takes a couple hits, but he gets it over to his teammate Palumbo, trying to get in front as Isaac Boss was there to meet him. It's a delayed call, looks to be on the Sun Devils, and Babb's trying to get hustled to the bench, but it'll be finally touched by Kowalchuk.
Yeah, and Austin Palumbo in the corner after a great job by York to gain entry in the zone, hold long enough to get the onside and dish it off to him. Palumbo tried to make a nice little windmill move around the defenseman, couldn't quite get it, and then he ended up getting his stick up entangled in the headgear of the defenseman, and the ref saw that one. That's an easy call. And these last minute 50 for the Sun Devils in this first period going to be really crucial to have a good penalty kill and take a lead into the intermission.
For the rest of the end of this first period, it's going to be a Sooners power play opportunity as we'll get kicked out and Beam will be on the draw and he wins it. Violo puts it down to the corner. As digging for is D'Souza. D'Souza rims it back around for Beam. Back up to the point is Cameron Brown. Slides it to Violo. Violo, the clap bomb shot. As George was able to see, that was a good job by the defenseman Budman to allow his goaltender to see that shooting lane.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say, Brett. A great job by the penalty killers. You want to make sure your goalie's going to see the shot, and they did a good job to clear out the shooting lane and make sure you had a great vision on that one. That's an easy save if they can keep doing that.
Sooners won the draw again. Viola's able to reach out with his right-handed stick and keep it in. On the half wall, D'Souza. Up to Violo. Brown plays it back down as the Sooners switch it from side to side. Beam. Play it down low in the corner. Up to the point. Sun Devils keeping the Sooners at bay. Aaron pass will come to the weak side for Violo. Violo will get checked to the boards by Klein, but the Sooners still keep it. Brown with a quick wrist shot. I'm looking for the deflection, and they score! Something simple, just getting to the puck to the net, as Brown was able to find the stick and the redirection of Michael Beam, and the Sooners tie it up with a minute and 2 left, 1-1.
And the Grand Rapids, Michigan native, the beneficiary for the Sooners, and getting in front of the net. And he had a lot of time and space to redirect that one as Budman lost his stick behind the play and was trying to fetch it out of the corner boards, and that allowed for the 2-on-1 outnumbering in front of the net. Nothing the defenseman that was out there can do. And just a good job by Brown to get it on the net, and Bem redirects it 1-1.
Backbreaker giving up a goal anytime near the first minute of the period or the last minute of the period, and unfortunately for the Sun Devils, they do just that. Giamona, he'll rim it up, and Brown will be able to touch that, and there's no icing. Miller, as they collide together behind the net of George. They'll come up to the point for White. White will just dump it back down, takes a weird hop right in front off the post, and a second shot, and George makes a save. A clapper from Giamona gets blocked by Demon. Right in front, and Brown throws it back down. They cycle with 20 seconds left. And a flurry of chances for the Sooners. Brown on his backhand, plays it up to Jolly. Jolly tries to center that in front. Giamona couldn't handle that. Demon finally chips it out to the neutral zone. Hurl up to the point, and Cotton couldn't handle that. And at the end of the first period, where it looked like the Sun Devils were going to come out with a 1-0 period, they almost ended up giving up 2 goals near the end.
Yeah, very much on their heels. A good job by the Sooners to get themselves back into this one, taking advantage of the power play opportunity. And what can you say? Joshua George, he was playing well. Not much you can do on that power play goal that the Sooners scored. Penalty kill for George and the Sun Devils that they gave up. And overall, I thought it was a very even period. Both teams played well at times. There's a lot of ebb and flow, not too many whistles. It had a lot of consistency to it, and I'm looking forward to the next 2 periods.
Definitely are, and as well, I imagine, as you at home, thank you so much again for tuning in to Arizona State's hockey YouTube channel. And we'll be back in 15 minutes reminding you that the score after 1, Sun Devils 1, Sooners 1, and we'll be back on the Arizona State hockey YouTube channel. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second period, as this period is brought to you by Hungry Howie's Flavored Crust Pizza. As the Sun Devils ended up having the 1-goal lead with a beautiful effort and goal by the Russian Alexander Demin, only for the Sun Devils to end up committing a penalty late in that first period, and ended up being the goal from Michael Beam on the redirection from the point shot by Cameron Brown allowed the Sooners to tie this one up. As both teams have switched sides, and Arizona State's going to be going from left to right on your screen. And a great performance by Joshua George. Unfortunate to let that goal in near the end of that first period. But for either one of his first starts at home in a Sun Devil uniform, he's been doing a great job so far. For the Sooners, it's in the same situation as Central Oklahoma was last night, with this being their second game back from the winter break. Looks like the linesman is ready to go, and both teams have 5 men out there. Digging for it. It'll finally be collected by Palumbo. Looks like one of the bottom lines for the Sun Devils is going to start this period. Wiggins cycles it down. Palumbo up to the point. Budman. D for Kowalczyk. Kowalczyk gets the shot on. It's blocked. Joy could go off to the races. Budman's trying to race to it too. George helps out his defenseman and clears it out to the neutral zone. Price is averted by the Sun Devils there. Budman in his own zone. Fakes the pass. Nice little footwork by him. And he'll retrieve that pass and he'll squirt out to the neutral zone. 19-20 as we just started the second period. It's 1-1. Budman misses on the hip check. It's centered in front as a great stick by Kowalczyk to intercept the pass. Wiggins blocks the shot. Another shot almost squirts by George. Misses wide. Kowalczyk, a big hit against Finch on the half wall. Palumbo trying to settle that puck down. He gets thrown down to the ice by Trevor Finch. No icing on the play, and the Sun Devils will try to go for a quick change.
A good defensive play by Mr. 100, Zachary Kowalczyk, with a great stick to stop that chance for the Sooners. Oklahoma's coming out, guns blazing right now.
Aiden Sullivan now with speed. He has Geely in front if he can find him. He now throws it back in front. And the whistle's blown dead as I think the net came off the moorings.
And Brett, it's our daily mention of the very soft posts here at Oceanside Ice Arena, which seem to come off at least a dozen times a game. And once again, it's a great safety measure to prevent injuries, but it can be a little frustrating, especially in that instance right there for the Sun Devils.
They'll squirt out. It could be a quick 2-on-1 opportunity. Pard and Finch. Pard finding Finch, trying to center that in front. And that'll miss, as it was Michael Perez doing just enough to put the Sooners forward off. Geely couldn't handle the pass from Holston. Trying to strip it off Yamona. He's unable to. Takes a weird hop right in front for the goaltender, Babb, as they're digging for it. The Sun Devils are. And it'll fly up into the neutral zone. Perez goes DDD for Studioso. Studioso trying to handle the puck. He'll gain the red line and will dump it in legally. Babb plays it back around, gets taken away. Demin tried to throw it in front. And no one was in front for the Sooners as they're a little scrambled down their own defensive end. Pearl, he eats the check from D'Souza. It gets taken away. Isaac Fossey now to D'Souza. D'Souza drops it back down for O'Day. The shot on, and that'll miss. D'Souza trying to look down in front. He'll cycle it back down to Del Cassell, and looks like a Sooners player down. He looks like he's clutching his left arm. Has Jacob working double duty tonight, as he was doing work early on Dylan Adams on his shoulder, and now he's going to have to come out and help the Sooners player. Looks like he took a weird fall. I think That was number 7, Jeff O'Day, as he was trying to finish off the wrist shot, and I think he must have landed awkwardly as he's down the ice right now.
Yeah, you can see his arm extended. He's not holding on to his stick. Certainly in some discomfort, and that's the second injury we've seen tonight.
Another arm injury as well.
And while it's always a good turnout tonight, there is a very strong contingent of Oklahoma Sooners fans in the audience, and you can hear them applauding O'Day as he gets off the ice successfully.
O'Day off on his own power. And it looks like something with his left arm, and if we do get any updates, we will let you know of it. But for right now, play will continue. Sooners now in the offensive zone, wins the draw. Takes a weird deflection as the puck will be tipped up in the neutral zone. Josh Bassar leaves it for his defenseman, Violo. Violo makes a nice move around Klein, and he gets around Jet Larson as well. Puck played up to Lara. Aaron Lara with a shot blocked by Miller. Now a little end-to-end action. Sun Devils now with numbers going the other way. Klein trying to get around. He takes it right over to Jet. Almost a broken pass, but that puck gets deflected away. Klein. Tight turn on the neutral zone as he gets that puck taken away by Passar. Passar gets his taken away by Jet Larson as that puck's just really not settling down for either team.
I really liked Gavin Klein's play tonight for the Sun Devils, Brett. He's been all over it in the offensive zone. Really dangerous, and he seems to be fitting in quite well with the two Larsons.
And it looks like there's a whistle down as both players are tangled up. It looks like Brown and number 7, Yager Larson down in the corner. It'll be interesting to see if there's going to be any penalties being handed out by the Stripes. Looks like it's going to end up being both players being sent as the referees debate about it in the referee's crease and talking with the scorekeeper.
Yeah, and Yager Larson, he has a really good knack of being able to get underneath the skin of opposing players. He's got some skill, and he's got just a little bit of that quote-unquote rat mentality where he really just tries to get in the head of the opponents and make them get outside of their game and not play within themselves. And he clearly did that to Cameron Brown there, as Brown was absolutely fuming and red hot.
So Brown and Larson are going to be in the sin bin on a coincidental. Now trying to find the right personnel out, and it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey for the first time today. Jet Larson tries to chip and retrieve that one. Lazaric will handle it for the Sooners. Isaac Boss out of the reach of him. Kowalchuk will try to take it away. Indirect pass. Larson's tip gets intercepted by Joy. 16 minutes in this second period. It's 1-1. The seam pass a little too far in front of D'Souza, and it will be gloved by George.
And you saw D'Souza once again. Surprising to me, he's only played in one game this year coming into tonight, as he's looked especially dangerous for the Sooners. You love to have that veteran presence to bring in, and I'm sure that head coach Josh Burge is very happy to have him in the lineup tonight, especially now that they're minus O'Day for presumably the rest of the evening.
Also, as well, it'll be interesting. No word from the Sun Devils on whether or not number 25 Dylan Adams will be coming back in this hockey game, but he has not featured in the second period. Studioso's being tracked back on his own end. He'll make for a reverse pass for his defensive partner, York. York gets it taken away by Isaac Boss. The Sooners on the offense. Boss tries to center that one in front. Still loose in front, and they score! The extra effort from Isaac Boss as he was trying to wrap it on the backhand. That didn't work, and he goes around the other side, and the Sooners now have the lead.
And some absolutely beautiful work behind the net on the second and third and fourth effort, and that's what it's going to